What is up, guys? Michael here, bringing the video today. Today, I'm super duper excited to have the immortal John Hancock here with me on Chew on This. What's up, John? How you doing?
I'm tired. I'm glad to be on your channel, and like I said, I just got done for the long day at work, but I got some great news to share.
Awesome. You want to start off with the news?
Yeah, this is brand new. Pretty much, I am expanding my house and my game room, and
Hey, I caught you at the right time.
yeah. So it's been in the works for about 2.5 years. It's been crazy long story, but I didn't want to go into debt, and I wanted to pay cash for it. And so I worked an extra job for over 2 years to expand my house to have an actual game room where I could sit down and enjoy my collection.
That's awesome, man. That's really good to hear. Now, speaking on your collection, how many games do you got complete?
Complete? Well, that's
Or no,
different than.
not complete, but in your
Oh,
entire collection is what I meant. The entirety.
oh, I haven't counted in years. I want to say probably over 11,000. My focal
Oh,
point isn't really like the total amount of games, but I go after
mhm.
complete collections. And
Okay.
it's harder to do now. Recently this last year completed my TurboGrafx 16 hue card set, and so
Mm.
that's a big one to take off the list. But it's getting tough. It's expensive.
I can imagine. I can imagine. So, how many complete sets do you have now? Console and all the games.
I think that's 26.
Wow. Any highlights? Like any which are your favorite out of your complete sets?
Probably my complete in box Sega Genesis set. That took 13 years to complete. Um, I'm nearing a Super Nintendo set, just a loose cart set. I have about a third of it boxed, but
Mm.
Sega Genesis is probably a highlight. My boxed N64 collection, which was just featured, some of my rarities were just featured on Metal Jesus.
Mm. That's awesome. So, when did this fascination for collecting games start? I can only imagine you've been doing this for a very long time. You have that many games.
Yeah, I've been doing this before it was cool or popular or collectible or the financial aspect to it. I started when I was a teenager, going to flea marts and picking up old Atari games, like just loose
Mm.
Atari games, and it kind of manifested from there. It really started getting serious probably right after high school, when I actually had a job, an income, and so I could just blow my money on NES games. I'd go to Funko Land, and which was bought by GameStop, and I would just give them my list, and they actually had my own drawer. I had my own drawer with my name
Wow.
on it, and I literally would just, like, they'd get a new NES games in, and I would just go in and start picking them off my list, and that's how it started.
My goodness. And but where did the love for games originate? Because I can only imagine that must have been from a very, very young age.
Yeah, no, I was exposed to the classic arcades when they were in arcades and pizza parlors, and so my first experience with games was probably arcade stand-ups, and then my first game console, which I talk about on my channel, was a TV scoreboard Radio Shack, like a Pong clone, and then it
Okay.
evolved into Atari, and then eventually from Atari to Nintendo to Sega. But I always have liked video games. It's ever since I was old enough to walk.
Definitely, same here. Obviously, I'm from a different generation. I started with PlayStation 1 and now I'm slowly building up. I have PS4 right now, so
Hey, that's
likewise.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to collect. I actually have like about 300 games on PS2, so maybe one day
Oh,
I'll
nice.
start collecting for it. So, what do you find extreme, like what are the difficulties when collecting? Because I know nothing about it. So, what would you say is difficult about it?
I think the difficulty with collecting now is that now there's a financial aspect to it,
Mm,
where when I started collecting, people were just throwing stuff out. I mean, I literally, like, I would go to a yard sale, or a flea market, and I would have maybe $40 to my name,
okay.
maybe $40, penny if I had a lot of hours. So I was working part time at the and and I would walk away with a garbage sack full of video games. It just tells
Jeez.
you the difference of how it is now, because now I'm lucky to walk away from anything with a game.
Seriously, yeah.
And so it's just a totally different time. There's still cheap systems, but that certain stuff is so expensive. I think people look at outside people that don't know a lot about collecting. They'll look at it in general and say, "Man, that's too rich for my blood. No thanks."
Definitely. What's the most expensive thing you've had to get? You've had to obtain?
Ooh, well, that'd have to be my magical chase. I worked a trade deal, a private sale with a friend of mine for a very expensive game, but it was, it was four figures. It was a four-figure sale.
Dang, that's insane.
So I mean, that was, that was for me. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely. For anyone, that's a lot of money. What do you think about the evolution of games so far? Because I mean, they've come an extremely, extremely long way. What do you think about the new consoles, PS4? I know you have the Nintendo Switch now, so what do you think about that one?
I don't have the Switch yet.
Sorry. You're playing Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, correct?
Yes. Yeah, that's all right. But I've played the Switch. Now, I have pretty strong opinions about the Switch. I think it could be Nintendo's Dreamcast.
That's not good.
for various reasons. I don't think Nintendo's doomed or anything, but I just think that just how they've handled the launch of the Switch tells me that they're in trouble. I think they're in trouble to compete with a PS4. I mean, I know it sounds to me like you're a PlayStation fan. I have a PS4 Pro. I love it.
Okay.
I think there's more people now growing up with PlayStation versus Nintendo.
Definitely.
PlayStation, wiped the floor of Nintendo years ago, and it still continues. I mean, really the weakest link with Sony has been, their Vita wasn't that great, but still it was has had a following, and the PS3, which still ended up selling a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Only right behind the Xbox 360. So, Sony's got a very solid lineup to release excellent games. They have the indies covered. They have the first tier stuff just coming out, and they're coming swinging. And anybody look out, because I see them dominating this generation with their quality of games. I'm not the biggest on their first party franchises, but Sony doesn't need that. They have the third party support that Sony receives is superior to anybody.
Definitely. Do you play any Xbox or no?
Yeah, I have an Xbox One. I mean, I'm a Halo fan. I mostly honestly use my Xbox in my house mostly for multimedia, because I got it first. And so my family uses that for multimedia. I personally use my PlayStation 4 Pro. But, I'm a Halo fan. I'll pick those up, any new Halos that come out. I'm not a Halo Wars type guy.
Oh, neither am I. Too much brain power involved.
Yeah, so, I'm a big, I have some friends that work at Microsoft, and, good. I think the Xbox One S is a good version of it. We'll see what the Scorpio does. I think they're just kind of in a weird conundrum, because, they're falling behind to PlayStation, because, people look at that hardware and they see the whole package with PlayStation 4, even with its limitations. It's selling it sold like 8 million units.
Something crazy like that. Yeah. So
how can you catch that?
Yeah, no way. It's not going back, I don't think. And plus, I think too, Sony is much more dominant, and Nintendo, in the foreign market rather than Xbox. So
yeah, just that's Microsoft's. The Microsoft has the style of like a 70s leather briefcase. They just don't have. They never have had style, and I think that's their biggest problem is, I think, them catering to youth. I definitely see it's an issue moving forward.
Definitely. If you could pick some of your all-time favorite games that you could just keep on going back to, what would you say they are?
Well, I would definitely say Ghouls and Ghosts on Sega Genesis is a top favorite of mine. I even like the Sega Master System version, which is it plays totally different, but I love games. I think it's Medea Castilla is a spiritual homage, and that's on PlayStation 4. It's an indie game, and it plays a lot like a cross between like an arcade game Willow and Ghouls and Ghosts. So that game's awesome. games I keep coming back to. Of course, Robotron 2084, my favorite game of all time. A lot of classics. I like games where you can you don't have to grind, like Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I like games I can play and be done. I mean, I'm playing Breath of the Wild, but I like a game I can play in 15 minutes called good. Diablo 3 is on my probably top 10 list right now. I've played it for 4 years. I'm on my 5th or 6th level 70 character.
Oh wow.
I like those Diablo type games like Torchlight. If you're going to old school consoles, I like Sonic CD on the Sega CD. That's an amazing game.
Yeah.
Samurai Showdown 2 for Fighter. Samurai Showdown 2 on Neo Geo is just, to me, flawless. It's just it's everything I would want in a 2D fighting game, and I could play that all day long. Going on. Legendary Axe on TurboGrafx. It's a kind of an overlooked game that's a lot of fun. Trying to think of what I could play all day long. Or keep going back to. Oh, there's just some classic Nintendo games like Castlevania, the original Castlevania.
Definitely.
To me, it's just, flawless. Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, that's a tough one though. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Would you say that you play more retro games these days or more modern games? Because you have everything. So I mean, it's hard to choose when you pick a game.
I go in phases, and I think for me, Breath of the Wild is the time suck right now where it's taking all my time, and that will change. I'll play it, and it's the type of game. The most frustrating thing about that game is I have real limited time, and the problem is you can play that game all day long and not make any progress.
Really?
Yeah, you can. If you're not doing the right progress on that game, it'll screw you up. And that's kind of where I'm at. I spent a couple days thinking I need to do this certain thing. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody playing it. And I have realized that I wasted a lot of time and resources going the wrong direction.
Oh, geez. So that's been consuming most of your time then lately is Breath of the Wild? Okay. Now, I'm a big movie guy. My channel solely consists of movies. So if you want to speak on it a little bit, what's the last movie you've seen in a theater, first of all?
Oh, in the theater, just saw Logan. this weekend.
What a great movie, huh?
Yes, it was.
Awesome movie.
We could talk movies all day long. I like movies. The one before that, what did I see in a theater? It was probably a Disney movie, Moana.
Oh, Moana, yeah. That was a good one. As well.
Yep. Saw that twice. So.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You got kids then, huh? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got kids, yeah.
What would you say are your all-time favorite movies or favorite movie series?
Oh, now we're talking. Of all time is Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, that's a classic. That's a gimme right there.
So top 10. Okay, Big Trouble Little China.
Awesome.
Huge Kurt Russell fan. So I also like The Thing, John Carpenter's Thing from '82.
Yep.
Blues Brothers, the original Ghostbusters. I just saw, and I love this movie. It's Predator, the '87 Predator.
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yep. And Aliens, the second Alien film. I love just science fiction. I like movies that don't end well. I like movies that are just kind of messed up at the end.
Yeah, me too. I'm a sucker for those kind of movies.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Princess Bride. I could go all over the gambit. I really liked Rogue One. Star Wars
Rogue One was sick.
So, but I don't know. I like. I want to see Kong Skull Island. That's one.
I just saw that yesterday.
Good?
It is a very good movie. Very good.
Okay. Good.
What it lacks in character, it makes up for in Kong beating the crap out of things. So
awesome.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I like cool classics like RoboCop. I even like the new RoboCop. But
yeah, me too. A lot of people crapped on that movie. I thought it was all right. I actually thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah, me too. I agree. I thought they did the interpretation of the newer version of RoboCop. I liked it. I even like Prometheus. So I mean, I guess I kind of see what they're trying to do. If they're trying to be intelligent about a movie, that's where I give a movie credit, even if it doesn't always hit the mark on everything. I thought both were really trying to be, like an intelligent films, and so especially RoboCop. Like I actually enjoyed it. I really liked what they tried to do with the character.
Definitely. Would you would you say that you're excited for Alien Covenant coming out? I think it's 2 months from now.
Yeah, I am. I think I'm actually kind of excited about a lot of films coming out. I'm really excited about the new Blade Runner.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that trailer was cool.
so I mean, there's some great sequels, but I think that some of them are gonna they're gonna be solid, and so that's one thing that like I think Star Wars has shown. Hey, sequels can thrive. It all
Definitely.
depends on the passion and art direction and the script. All that has to come together and to gel into a solid movie. We all know the movies that don't do well because the
Yeah.
passion isn't there, the script isn't there, or the art direction. I'm looking at you, the Transformer films of like the
Oh
last
yeah,
10
big
years.
time. Seriously.
So I'm just like, just you can kind of tell when a movie's a turd and when a movie's just is not going to be great. And
Mhm.
I don't know. I try to just see the cream of the crop, and that's what I have in my collection is a movie that I'm going to see more than 5 times. I mean,
Definitely.
I've probably watched Big Trouble in Little China probably 100 times. I absolutely love that film.
Awesome, man. So I know you don't got a lot of time, so we're gonna try to close out here, and hopefully we can get you on another time. But for now,
Yeah.
I have a couple questions to ask you. So, what would you say are your goals here with collecting or with YouTube in general? Any goals that you're setting for yourself? If not, what are your goals that you've completed?
Okay, so for YouTube goals, I don't have. I unfortunately have limited time on doing like professional editing. I don't have an editing background, so I'm doing this flying by the seat of my pants. And so, I think my goal would be long term to get 100,000 subs,
Mm,
and I think short term I would like to see 40,000 subs. And with that, I think it'll raise me to a bar where I can actually start getting some more product to review. I'd like to keep my channel pure gaming channel. So even if it doesn't grow a lot, which it's hard with a pure gaming channel, um, I want to. That's my short term goal with that. With my game collection, I'd like it to be in a museum someday.
awesome. That's awesome.
My next step, once I get my game collection situated in my house, then I can start seriously determine what's the next steps to have a local museum. Now, my museum's not going to, I don't know, I have enough to like showcase a pretty nice museum. And even if it's local or something, there isn't anything on the Northwest really like that. And so I'd be happy to showcase something that would, fill a couple rooms up.
Most definitely. What are your
So
tips for people that want to start collecting or incoming YouTubers in general?
I would say if for YouTube, talk about what you're passionate about, because
Mm,
I think people get hung up about the production of it and how it is. And, people see through that. Like if you're just
definitely.
kind of shallow, it doesn't matter. Graphics aren't going to make that look better. Practice what you talk about. It's okay to fly by the seat of your pants. But just really kind of do some research about what you talk about before you start going in. Networking, it's important to network to all your friends. If there's a bigger channel that can give you a plug, that's super helpful. I mean, Metal Jesus Rocks. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have the channel I have now. He's,
Mm,
he has a crazy awesome production value and stuff, and he'll put in a plug for me, and I'll get like 1,000 subscribers. I mean, it's like
yeah,
it's crazy, but it so helps, and it's harder to do it on your own, and don't do it on your own.
definitely.
I think when it comes to game collecting, start out with what you remember you played and what you want to game and play, and then branch out from there. Then, if you remember playing something, you're going to be happy with it when you buy it, because it's like, oh, you know what you're getting. If
Hmm.
you're just buying something you don't know what it's about, that's when you get disappointed and you start playing something, and then it's like, oh, that's not as good as I heard it was.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you, John Hancock, for coming on, man. It's been a blast. You're very busy, man, but hopefully we can get you back on again sometime soon. We could talk some movies now that I know that you love them.
Oh, I love movies. We can talk movies all day long. Love it.
Awesome. Awesome. Anything you want to plug before you go off the air here?
If you're interested in a gaming channel, I have a low production channel. It's a lot of fun and passion. Check out the Immortal John Hancock
That's
on
right.
YouTube. I also have a Twitter. And like I said, feel free to find me on Facebook as well. I have a fan page, and just John Hancock. So thank you.
Thank you, John, for coming on. Anyway, guys, I'm Michael. Thank you for coming to the channel and watching these videos. It really means a lot. I love getting guys like John on here, just talk about what they're passionate about. It's fun. It's very, very fun for me. So like, subscribe if you enjoy, and I'll keep on pumping these videos out. So we're saying peace. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.